A brand new academy training the next generation of bricklayers has been launched in Birmingham. Caxton Academy in Aston officially opened yesterday and will provide new apprenticeship courses to address a national shortage of bricklayers and skilled construction professionals. And our reporter, George Scotland, has been along to take a look.
So I'm stood here with Ivan Sharp, who is the course manager of the Salutem and Caxton Academy bricklaying scheme.
My history is that I'm a bricklayer myself. I started in 1977. I've been a site manager, a contracts manager and a construction manager. About 12 months ago we had the idea of forming our own Caxton Academy to teach apprentices, because we think we could produce better apprentices than we were getting from some of the other colleges around the country.
Why is there such a shortage of bricklayers?
I think people want to go into management. I think universities and colleges, it's all IT and the modern way to do with technology. Recessions in 82, 92 and that, lots of people changed their trade and came out of the construction industry and went elsewhere.
Elizabeth and Kitchener, two young apprentices on the scheme.
I've been doing it for about a good 2 years now. Started, nearly 2 years. I've been loving it, every moment of it. I love getting to meet the people, going everywhere to go do different sites. At the beginning, it was a little hard to do, to get
challenging. How so?
It's a lot of heavy labour. It kind of comes at you straight on. You don't really expect it, but as soon as you kind of get into the groove of stuff, you can't help but love it. The amount of stuff that you're just constantly doing, you're constantly on the trowel, you start to get that love for it.
So I started with Caxton at the start of September last year. It's been really good so far. All the tutors are amazing and the people that I work with on site are really helpful, and it feels really comfortable as well, especially being a female in a male-dominated employment. So at the start of my course, I could only lay. I was quite slow at laying, but as I've progressed, I've picked up my speed quite a lot. So for example, when I'm on site, I can only do one panel at a time, but now I can do about three and a bit if I really push myself, which I'm quite happy.
I'm way out of my comfort zone here, and I've challenged myself to actually have a go at some bricklaying. So I'm here with Kitchener, who we've just spoken to. So Kitchener, can you please talk me through what we're going to do here?
So I'll show you how to. So
yeah, sure.
What you want to do? So you want to get a spread. You want to do this. You want to cut a section off, and that's what you're working with. That you want to spread along. When you spread it along, that's what you're going to place it on top of. You don't want to put too much.
Looks a bit like melted chocolate.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
Making me want chocolate.
Yeah, to be fair, bro, with how hungry I am, I wouldn't mind eating it either, to be honest, man. I'm not even going to disagree with you. But you do this, and what you do is obviously, it's already spread for you.
Yeah.
And what you want to do to join it is what you do is you scoop some up, scoop it up, and tap it down. There you go. See? Perfect. Oh. Like a brickie in the making, look at that.
Look at that.
You'll be brickie of the year.
And it's the brickie of the year, and it's all goodbye journalism, hello brickie, and it's all down my lovely Zara trousers.
I love George. It looks like chocolate. Everything looks like chocolate to me most days. And joining me now there is John Webber, chair of the Caxton Group. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
So what's the aim of this new academy in Aston then?
The aim, I guess the aim is to try and get some young people into the construction industry, which is a massive shortage at the moment. And what we're trying to do is doing it a little different, so we can actually infuse, as you can see, they're very enthusiastic and bring some enjoyment back into it as well at the same time, and then not have large classrooms, have smaller classrooms, so we can really teach them and spend time with them, which has not been done for in college and schools for quite a while.
So why are we seeing a shortage of bricklayers then, John?
Well, it's not the easiest trade, as one of the apprentices imagined. It takes them getting used to, and coming out of school at 16, it can be quite a shock. So we've got to try and ease them into it a little bit more. So we get up early and we go home late in the construction industry. So hopefully, as you can see, we're going to try and ease them into it a little bit more. So coming out of school at 16, you're still really a child, I guess, aren't you? So bridging that gap is something we've got to do.
I remember, you'll remember this, John. I remember it was 2022, wasn't it? I remember watching a BBC series called Brickies, which followed young bricklayers. Do you remember it from job to job? And I remember thinking, Wow. Did that help at all? When you have programs like that raise the profile of these specific roles that you guys are after in construction?
Well, it can only help, can't it? I guess so. And I think the more we do, I think the more we invest in the young in these things and showing this kind of stuff, the better you'll get. And the more people, it's about getting more people in and bringing awareness, like today, and getting more people through our doors so we can train them and get them out to sites.
And you probably need them, I presume, with so much building and construction that always seems to be going on. Is it something you want to do, therefore, as quickly as possible?
Yeah, what we're trying to do is the old training schemes were very drawn out. We're trying to do block release, and with us being able to get them a job at the end is very important. So it's almost speeding up the process, more intense training in the college at block release, and then getting them out onto sites, which is the key part, is getting them out onto the sites so they actually physically get a job. We don't waste all the money and all the time training them and then losing them. It's retaining them at the end of the training is extremely important to us, and we've got a guaranteed route to get them a job too. So that's the part we're trying to focus on, is actually, once they've gone through the training, is actually keeping them in the industry too.
Yeah, the words you've said there, John, a guaranteed route to give them a job. I think that's an important part of it as well, isn't it, for youngsters when they're making decisions at the end of their educational life?
Yes, exactly. And I went through the same route. So at 16 years old, I was apprentice bricklayer, and I come out of school scared and a bit lost, and I found the construction industry, and from where I started to where I am now has been a very an amazing journey. And I started just thinking I could be a bricklayer, but then now I run Caxton Group. So there's also growth within the construction industry, even if you start as an apprentice bricklayer. For me, it's the best way to start. You learn it from the bottom upwards. So there's a growth plan in anything you do if you start from 16, and then the world's your oyster, shall we say.
And correct me if I'm wrong on this, John, but I saw this statistic that is about 12.8% of women make up the construction industry, with about 2% working on sites. Are you seeing a lot of women and females getting into this skilled work?
Yes, we are. And we're pushing that point. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to do more work on getting more women into the construction industry. As you can see, our academy's got quite a few, and we will push that as hard as we can. It's trying to show the way and show that they can do it, and we're more than welcome to have them there.